Hello. In this UC San Diego Today CMS training, I will go over how to create a story entry, a slideshow entry, and a video entry. For any questions about this training or about anything related to the UC San Diego Today site CMS, please email newsrel, NEWSREL, at ucsd.edu. You can also use the News Layout Support channel on Slack. Please email newsrel at ucsd.edu if you do not have access to that channel and would like to be added. If you're logged into the CMS, as I am here, you can view the resources page linked at the top left of the side of the UC San Diego Today site to access the step-by-step guides to laying out stories, the guides, step-by-step guides for slideshows and videos. The video will be posted here, and this example story with layout elements, which is a great resource to see all of the different elements that can be added to a story. It also shows what the embargoed bar looks like, the draft bar looks like. Here is a hero that has a video. Here's an embedded slideshow. Here's an edge-to-edge image that spans the entire page. Here's a full-width image, which spans the story copy. And then you have your large image, your medium, and your small, which is often a headshot. As you'll see, the large image and the medium image are right justified, and the headshot is on the left. You also have a pull-out quote, a embedded video, and a sidebar. The sidebar can be a blurb, and in this case, it's used to link out some related stories. So I will go through all these different elements, but again, great resource to see what the different elements look like on a page. Okay, to create a story entry, you want to log into the CMS, which is today.ucsd.edu/Maserati, Maserati. If you do not have access or you do not have an account, email newsrel at ucsd.edu to get access. To begin, you'll want to go to entries over here on the left side. As you can see, there's slideshow, story, or videos. We're going to start with story. To open a new entry, you can just click this plus sign. Or you can click story, and you can see all of the stories that have been entered. This is how you can access stories you've already entered or posted. If you need to make edits, any updates, you can search it here, or you'll see it in this list. You can also go to the new and story link here to open a new entry. You'll want to begin with filling out the title. There's a 100-character limit. I will go to my test story here and paste in the title. As you can see, the URL title is automatically populated based on the title. You can change this. However, there's no spaces, should all be lowercase. You want to dash between each word. If you have a subtitle, not required, but if you do have one, this is where you'll paste that in. The entry date, as you can see, is populated by the day and time where you're entering it, today's date and time. If you would like to change this, you can click in the field, click on a new date, click on a new time. The embargo, choose if you want the story to be embargoed and if you want to hold it from the listserv. This is if you want to hold the release from the listserv. By default, all the releases are published to listserv. So here I will say yes to embargoed, and because this is a test, I will hold it. Those are in the drop down there. Next is the authors and media contacts. You'll add the authors and media contacts by clicking this related entry link button and searching the name. So this story is Yadira. You can add up to 4 authors and 4 media contacts. Please note that if the author and the media contact are the same person, only add it to the author field. So I'll put in a couple here so we can see what that looks like. and I will select someone for the media contact. If you do not see an author or media contact in this related entry button search, please email newsrel@ucsd.edu so the contact can be created. The preview paragraph is required. There's a 300-character limit. That can either be the beginning of your story, it can be a summary you have written. That is up to you, but there is a 300-character limit. Next is the teaser photo. So this teaser photo is a required field. The uploaded image needs to be cropped to 1200 by 628 and a maximum of 1 megabyte. And please note this is listed here, so for easy reference. And a note about the naming conventions for photos. This goes for the teaser photo, it goes for hero, it goes for any images that are used in your story. It's recommended that the name of your image files is a short description with a hyphen between each word and the date. The date portion is used to avoid duplications in the database. You can also include the image size to make identifying the correct image to upload easier. So you will see this as I'm uploading my naming convention. This type of naming convention is good for accessibility and for search engine optimization. Google recognizes the hyphens as spaces, whereas underscores are not recognized by Google as spaces between words, and spaces between words and image names can cause issues on the web. If your image file is identical to an image already in the database and you receive a message asking to overwrite the existing image, please do not overwrite the existing image, as that will affect stories that contain the image already. So you would want to rename your image and re-upload it. For the teaser, if you do not have an image to go with your story, as this is a required field, one option is to use the core images we've already uploaded. So I will choose existing since they are already uploaded to the system. And they're called core images. So here in the search, I'll want to search core. And you will see these images. It'll take just a moment. These are some images we've uploaded. They are sized correctly for some buildings, landmarks across campus, some classrooms, student life. So these are kind of general images that could be used in stories if you do not have a teaser. So that is core. So in this case, I will upload my own teaser. Here I have, you'll see I have this name of the story, teaser. I know I've cropped it to the teaser size and a date. Hero options, you can see here, you can use a single image as the hero, a slideshow, or a video. Here, back to our example story. This is a video, but this is the size of the hero. So it's a large image, or it'll be the still of a video or slideshow that starts out your stories under the title and subtitle. In this case, I will choose a single image. One note is that if you want to choose a slideshow or video, I'll show you slideshow. That will populate here. Related entry. You will have to already create the slideshow, and you can either search it or it will be in this dropdown, and that is the same for the video. So related entry for a video. I will be going after this, I'll be going over how to create the video and the slideshow entries. So if you do not want a hero, you can select none and continue on to start your story content. In this case, I will choose a single image. This is noted here, the hero image, 1200 by 628. So that is the same size as the teaser. I will upload new. Here's my hero. You have the option for a caption. That's optional. I do have a caption, so I will copy that and paste that into here. The hero alt text is a required field. So This is important for screen readers and also helps with search engine optimization. This should just be a brief description of the photo. So it can be, just a few words that describe the photo. So we will have some people. The drop case here is this. So here the first letter is larger. It's just a style. It defaults to using that. So if you do not want that for some reason, you could toggle this off. Defaults to having it on. So here we will move on to the story content blocks. So there are multiple blocks you can choose from, as I showed in the example story. They're all here: article content, which is just copy, an embedded slideshow, which will be the slideshow on the right side and copy on the left, embedded video, same, a full width image or edge to edge, an image with content on the left or right, the pull quote, and the sidebar. Please note that you do need to have some article content as the first element. Otherwise, it will, if you have a photo here, it will cover up the author media contact topics. So you must have at least some copy to start with. That is also noted here. So I will start with adding article content. We'll go to my story and I will copy as much content as I want for this block. Here I will paste it in. Oops. Right. So there is my copy pasted in. Next, I'll choose a full width image. So I'll upload a new image. I think I have one here. Full width. There's my full width. Again, and then just for this test story, I'm using the same image. The image alternate text is required. Exercising. If you have a caption, the caption would go here. I'm going to leave that blank for now. I will next add some more article content. You want to put your cursor in this P box, paste it. Okay, this is extra. I will delete that out. Next, I will add an image in content. So I'll click this image in content. Here in the article content field, you will put the copy below this. This will be the copy that is to the right or left of the image, depending on what size you have. So I will put that copy here. Here's my image. I'm going to choose a large image. Actually, I'll choose a medium. I will upload a new photo. There's my image. There's my alt text. And here would be your caption if you had one. And then I will continue on. So I'll add some more article content to give some more space. Here is a H3. So this is your kind of, if you have any subheads in the story, I can show you here. So this is a sample H3. You will need to make sure that your H3s are marked as H3s. So you do not want it to be just bolded copy. You can go up here, the WYSIWYG, and click H3. And that will style it as an H3. This is for accessibility. This is how it will be styled. Here's the example. So there's my content. Now I will add an embedded video. So just like the other content blocks, I will add some copy. If I have a video title, I will add it here. Here's where you will paste the YouTube video embed URL. So this part, you will go to your YouTube. It has to be a YouTube video. You will click the share and the embed. Now, something to note is you do not want to copy this entire embed video code. We have our own style and code it in. So you just want to copy in this source. So it's the youtube.com with the video code, and it has this embed. So it is just the source URL that I've highlighted here. Copy and paste that in here. Let's see, here's the title of the video. Again, if you have this entire code, it will not work. If you do not have the embed URL, it will not work. So this is not the whole share URL. You do not want just this. That will not be embedded. There's no embed here. And you do not want this whole code. It will not work. You will get an error message. If there's a video caption, that will go there. The other options are a slideshow, add embedded slideshow. So you will have your copy here. And take a look at that. I don't know why that code is off. I will just delete that. You want to make sure there's enough copy to run down the side. If you only had this paragraph copied in the article content field, you will have white space here. If you have more, it will just run underneath. So that's fine. So here's an example that might not be enough. So I'd rather put a little bit more. So I will put another H3 in. An extra paragraph in there. I'll make sure this is an H3. It is. Here's the embedded slideshow related entry, and you will select whatever slideshow you would like to have embedded. The quote is the same, so paste in your copy. You'll put your quote in here. I'll take this example, a quote from here. You do not need to put in the quotation marks. So I'll put that in. And you want to put the bylink, you said the quote. And for the sidebar, I'm sorry, will be the same process. So you'll want to take some of your copy here, continuing on your story. Your sidebar title. So here I'll also do related stories, copying from the example story. And here I will copy that link in. You can see here, if you wanted to check the URL, you can go up to here, you use the WYSIWYG to do that. Or if you don't have it copied, that's how you would link it to the related story. So you could paste it in And make sure here, this does not need to be an H3. Here, you'll want to make sure by clicking this link here, if you do not have already, if it's not already linked, this is where you would paste it in, or you can check that that's an okay link. So those are all of the different elements. As you can see, I just did the medium photo. Could change that here to the smaller large. All of the blocks that have the elements, not just the article content, except the full width or edge to edge, will have this set up where it is the article content, and then the element. If you do not have this article content filled out, you will just have a big blank space next to any of your other element. Okay. So at the bottom here, you'll see topics. So topics can be added in this section. It's optional. They're different from the main categories on the site. When we say main categories, we mean these research, arts and culture, voices, people, campus and community. They will appear on the top right of the story and will be clickable, leading to a search of all the content on that site that contains these topics or keywords. So you want to make sure here in the example story, you can see climate change, Ukraine. These are just examples. You do want to have each word capitalized, so it's standardized, and you can add up to 5 topics. So because you are typing this in or pasting this in, please do be aware of spelling and typos as it'll affect the searchability. So here you would add a new row, and I'll do climate change. I wanted another one. You could put that here and type in your other row. Again, you can have up to 5. Okay. So then you will want to save your story. And you will see here that when you save, any errors that is causing it not to save, it will have the red bar here, and the different parts that will be red up here will show you what is incorrect. If you had any issues in your entry, that's this Publish tab, this would be red, and you would have a note down here of why. In this case, it's the Categories tab. So the Categories tab here is where you will mark your stories for the different categories. As you note here, this is a requirement that I have selected at least 1, but no more than 3 core categories from below. So I will click that. So, as I just said, you will have to select at least 1, but no more than 3 of the categories labeled with these core. The groups are research, people, campus and community, arts and culture, and voices. So this rule does not pertain to the CG academic groups. That's down here, or they're just the academic groups. You can select as many academic categories as you wish. This group is used for academic area feed pages and feeds to other websites. So for this, I will say health and behavior and visual and performing arts. So you can choose up to 3 there. And then if you have any academic areas or initiatives, so that is the same thing. You can click as many of these initiatives as you'd like. If you're reading to the COVID-19 return to learn, climate change, or environment, that is not included in your 3 or your 1. So you must have at least 1, no more than 3 of these core. So I will then save. Okay, you can now preview your story. There's 2 options for preview. Preview on a new tab, which will open the story in a new tab or window, and live preview. So preview a new tab opens it full screen, making it very easy to see if there's any errors, any white spaces, anything you want to change. There's also the option to live preview, which will open it in the same window, the same tab, but it is also a pretty good size, so you can also see if there's any errors that need to be fixed. So once you have um, saved your story, it's ready to go, you've made any updates you need to do, you will need to change the entry status from draft to open. That is here under the Options tab. Please note that if you are not holding your story from listserv via the Hold from Listserv field in that Publish tab, when we first started here, I am holding it, and your story is not embargoed to a future date, once you set your story to open, the release will automatically email to the internal listserv notifying colleagues that your release has been published to the site. So if your story is embargoed and set to open, the email will go out to the listserv once the embargo date and time have passed. So if I had not held it, if I said no, don't hold it, my story would go out to that list on 3/31 at 10:30 a.m. So just keep that in mind that once this is open, you want to change it, it is defaulted to draft. Draft has this yellow bar. Once you open, the story will publish, or it will be held ready to publish when you have that embargo date. Okay, made a slideshow entry and a video entry. So once you're logged in again to the Today site CMS, today.ucsd.edu/Maserati, Maserati. And again, if you don't have an account, email newsrel@ucsd.edu to get access. You will go to the entries on the top left side, and you will see slideshows, story, and videos. We've already gone over the story entries, and we'll now go over the slideshows. Like story, you can either click on the slideshows here to view all of the slideshows that have been entered. This is where you can go find one that you've already created to edit or to update. And from this screen, you could also go to New in Slideshows. You can also just click this plus sign next to Slideshows, which will also open the New in Slideshow entry. So this new entry, you will have the title of the slideshow, slideshows for reference. I'll be on this page here. And you can also, as I've shown, embed it in your story, or it can be the hero of your story. Okay, back to the CMS. So for the slideshow entry, like the story, the title is required. Paste in our title. And like the story as well, the URL title will automatically populate. This can be edited if you'd like. However, they all must be lowercase and no spaces, dashes between each word. If there is a subtitle, this would go in this field. It's not required. The entry date will auto-populate today's date and time. However, if you want to have it come out with the story, if you're creating this slideshow before a related story, or if you want to preview it, or if you want it to be posted at a future date and time, like the story entry, you can click in here, change the date, and change the time. A preview paragraph is required. Does this story have a related entry? So if you're creating this as a hero or to embed in a story, then you will want to create this slideshow first so that you can pull it into your story. So at this point, if the story has not been created, you'll say no. Once you've created your story, or if it's you're tagging this slideshow to go along with a story that has been created, you would say yes, and then you would search the related story. you can come back into this. So if you had no, you finish your slideshow, you go create your story. When you come back, you reopen this, you'll select yes. This one is, and this is how it showed up here, related story. So to search this one, since I'm doing a test based off this, I'll search in the UC San Diego Health opens and see, here it is. And you'll click that and that will relate it. I'm going to skip down just a moment and do the teaser photo. It's a required field. Like the story entry, it will be cropped to 1200 by 628 pixels and a maximum of 1 megabyte. And this will be probably the first or one of the photos that in your slideshow, one that you want to highlight. So you could upload new or choose existing. I'm going to just choose an existing one. And I'll just use one from the story we're reading. Then I will go to the slideshow images. So here is a note. The ideal size of an image for this slideshow is 2400 pixel by 1200 pixel, saved at 25% when exporting, or any large item at a 2:1 ratio. So that makes it a rectangle. If your image is vertical, you want to crop it to that 2:1 ratio. You can view the slideshow here. You'll see why it will fit in this slideshow format that we have here. So again, because I'm basically copying this one, I will select photos that have already been uploaded. But here you would go add file. If you need to upload a new file, you would click upload here and select it from your computer or wherever you have it and upload it there. I will use one here and I will do a caption. The alt text, the alternate text is required field. It's caption. And I will put the alt text as San Diego Health Bankers Hill Waiting Room as my alt text. Then you would just click this plus sign underneath, click the add file, select your other photo or upload your other photo, type in your alt text, and if you have a caption, you'd add it here. You'll notice here, like the stories, there's the topic section, which is optional topics. The different, again, from the main categories on the site. The topics will appear on the top right of the story and will be clickable, leading to a search of all the website content. So you'll want to capitalize each word of the topic to standardize the style in all the stories and entries. You can add up to 5 topics. So please, again, be aware of any typos, as this will affect the searchability. So, this could be, you see, this could be health. Oops, would be one. Then I will save it. If you would like to update the date, so if you are putting this slideshow together, but your story will not be ready until next week, and you don't want the slideshow to be available on the site or viewable before your story is published, and you want to make it the same time as your story, you can go into this date tab here, click on this field, and you can update this here to whatever day and time. And you can save. And then your preview. So again, how I said the stories is this will show yours here in a half. Split screen. You can also preview it by copying this URL. I don't know why those photos are not showing, but paste it into the today.ucsd.edu/slideshows, and then paste in your test. And there it is. And I have it embargoed since I have it for later. So this, opening it in a new tab and pasting in the URL to preview it, gives you a better preview. It's not split screen. It is a responsive website. So we do recommend you preview it this way versus the current preview tab. So that is the slideshow. Now, and the options here, the status is open automatically. So unlike the stories, you do not have to. You may put it in draft if you would like. So for videos, which I will now go over the video entry. Again, just like everything else, you'll need to be logged in to the CMS, and you will go to the entries and you will select videos. I will show you this is the video page with all of the video entries, or you can click the plus sign to automatically open a new entry. Also go to our website and show you the video page. So here are the video stories. Here's more. And I'm going to do one that is similar to this one, so we can take a look. There's the title, the video, the blurb, the related story. So for the video entry, the title is required. And like the other entries, this URL title auto-populates. Subtitle is optional. And same as the other entries, this date, the entry date, can be changed by clicking in this box and manually changing the date and time. So if you have a story that is coming out and you want this to go on the site the same time the story, if it's in the story, you can have this entry date match the story. Otherwise, it defaults to today's date and time. The preview paragraph is required. Then you have the video URL. So the video URL is the YouTube embed URL. Video must be in YouTube. You have this open in YouTube. You can click the share and the embed option. And you just want this URL that is highlighted here. You do not want this entire code. Just this URL. So the youtube.com/embed and then the video's ID. So that will be pasted in here. Again, this will not work if you have that entire code, just the URL. If there's a caption for your video, that would be entered here. And accompanying text is not required, but if there is text that you would like to have under the video, that can be done. At this time, there is a related story, like the slideshow. If you want to use the video for the hero, you not to embed, but just the hero, you will have to create this first. If you're embedding a video into the story and not using it as the hero, you do not need to create this video entry. You just embed it as I showed in the video element block set in the stories part of this training. So you only need to create this video entry if you would like to have a video highlighted here on the video stories page, and or if you want it for the hero. So if you're creating this for a hero, you will not have a story related yet because you will not have laid out your story. You'll click no, you'll continue on, and then once it's saved and you have created your story entry, you can open this entry up again and say yes. So this related story, I believe, is named It Starts From Within. So I'll search that. It Starts From Within. There's the related story. The video thumbnail is a required field. It's like the teaser. It is cropped to 1200 by 628. I'm again following our naming convention that we recommend, which is dashes instead of spaces, something that is about what this content is, the size, thumbnail, and a date. Kind of helps avoid duplications. The alt text will be required. And if there's a video caption, let's see, on YouTube, is there a caption? No, but we can just put that. Topics are also available here. So optional, just like for stories and slideshows, a topic will appear on the page and it'll be clickable, leading to all the search of website content related to that topic. So here I could create commencement. We ask that you have everything be in title case format. Each topic has its own row. You can add up to 5, not required. For the video entries, you do need a category. So in order to save, if I try to save this here, it will show me the error and it will highlight what the error is in red. So if there's an error here, if I was missing a preview paragraph, if I was missing the alt text, anything required, it would highlight this publish in red as well and show you where the error is. In this case, the error in red here is categories because I did not select that category acknowledgement like in stories. So this is that you must select at least one, but no more than 3 of these core categories: research, people, campus and community, arts and culture, and voices. So at least one, no more than 3. There's also these academic areas. They're not included in the 1 to 3 that are required. These categories are hidden on the website, but they're available to be selected in order to pull into other departments. So I will not select one for this. I will say kind of student life, events and happening. And now I'll save. And like the slideshow, you can go to your date tab here and change the date and the time that you want this to publish. So again, if you want this to go out when your story goes out, you can make it the same date and time, or if you want it to go after your story's out, or just right before, this is where you can do this. So you can work on this before and put the date in the future. And that is the UC San Diego Today CMS training. Again, if you have any questions on the training or any questions for the CMS, you can email newsrel@ucsd.edu or Slack us on the Slack channel, and we will be happy to help.